As always, we suggest that you test. You know, you want to have a development and a production environment. That way you can apply the hot fixes and and test all the issues, because although the intent of every hot fix is to fix issues, occasionally by fixing one thing you'll break another piece. So it's always a good idea to test any customizations that you might have. And second thing I'd like to point out is what I'm going to do is break this section up into applying the InTouch and channel sales hot fixes, and then the second half will be applying configurator hot fixes. So if you're looking for if you don't use channel sales or InTouch, probably the first half will take about 10 or 15 minutes. So if you just want to hang out, the first part may not apply to you. So to start off, I'm going to start with applying the InTouch portion of the hotfix. And the InTouch part of the hotfix is what it will do is it modifies your internet database. So we'll go ahead and as you can see, I've already opened up hotfix 8 here. You've got your InTouch server standalone, which would be your configurator update, and then the updates folder, which has your channel sales updates. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the InTouch server update, and you'll want to click on the IIS small update. And you'll get, with the standalone and the InTouch updates, you'll get a license agreement. You can go ahead and accept that. At the top here, you'll see it wants you to select a file path. You'll want to point that to your InTouch folder. And for this 64-bit machine, apply it to my Acme upgrade, which is what we call our InTouch system. The second piece that you'll notice is down here where it says connection. Now this section, in some cases there will be nothing here. If it's only a file update, maybe such as DLLs or something along those lines, there won't be any connection information needed, and you only need to select the file path. And once you've pointed it in the right file path, you can go ahead and click upgrade. For other upgrades, if it's a SQL script that might be applying, or database tables that are being updated, you'll need to specify the server path that you'd like. And what I've found is easiest is to open up your SQL server and just look from that. So to begin the server name, you can either just use a dot, or in this, I'm going to go ahead and type in the full server name. And then you'll want to include the database name that you're updating, which for me you'll see is right here. This is my Acme InTouch upgrade. Then last but not least, you need to specify the username that you want to log in with, and that's usually your SA username, and then the password. So I'll go ahead and click upgrade. You can see that SQL scripts are running, and you'll get the upgrade completed successfully, which is what you want to see. So once you've applied your InTouch update, then you can go ahead and begin to add the channel sales part to your InTouch server, and that will be the updates portion. Now you can see there's a BCS and BDC folders. Both of these are the channel sales. The BCS would be your channel sales, and the BDC would be the configurator portion of that. And where these files will be added to would be your updates folder on your InTouch machine. So I'll go ahead and open that up. And you may or may not have this InTouch server folder. What we do is after we've applied the InTouch server updates, we just include them in there. That way, if you need to run them at a later time, you have easy access to them. But you don't necessarily need to do that. So what I've found is the easiest is what you want to do is, over here we have hotfix 8. I'm going to take both the XML file and the zip file, and copy them into my updates folder. Then I will open the manifest XML file, and I'll just leave that open side by side with the hotfix XML file. And I'm going to go ahead and skip the creating the manifest XML file. I'd assume in most cases you already have that set up. If you need help setting up your manifest file, please feel free to contact us. Also, with this presentation, I'm going to be including a how to apply hotfixes document, and that covers creating the manifest file. So on the left, I have my manifest file, and you can see we've already applied hotfixes 1 through 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy the previous line, and then just change the information in that line. And all this does is it references the XML file for this hotfix 8. And how it does that is it uses this unique GUID to reference the hotfix 8 XML file. So what I'm going to do is copy the GUID from my hotfix 8 XML file onto the manifest XML file. And another point of interest is typically this isn't going to change once you've applied your first one. This file path will be correct, but if you change your server name for where your InTouch is hosted, or you're applying it to, say you have a couple InTouch servers, you want to make sure that this file base path is correct. So I'll go ahead and save my manifest file for this. And then this time I will apply the configurator portion of that. So I'll just continue these steps. Make sure that's correct again. So once again, I'm going to copy this bottom line and then just change the information so that it'll reflect that this is hotfix package 8. And once again, I'll take the unique GUID, copy that onto the manifest file as well. And you also want to make sure that this file path on the hotfix XML is pointing to the correct directory as well. So you want to look at both of the manifest XML and the hotfix XML and make sure that both of those file base paths are pointing to the correct location that you're looking for. So once you've copied those over, you can go ahead and save those. And in this case, those are the only 2 channel sales updates that were updated by this hotfix. Occasionally, you also have the ADM update, but as you can see, there isn't a whole lot of updates that we typically do to that. So I've now applied the channel sales portions of the updates. So what I'll do is go over to my staging environment. So we call it staging. It could be your development environment. And I'm going to run the updates to make sure that I applied those correctly.